Good day, everyone. Actually, this is supposed to be the continuation of the That's for Beginner series, which I was doing. And actually, the reason why I'm not adding it is because of after checking if Flutter is intact, everything is well set up. I noticed Visual Studio is actually saying not installed. Yeah, and actually, we don't need it because we're actually learning that on Flutter for mobile development. Every other thing are well set up, just only the Visual Studio. That is why actually not going to add it on this series. But I just decided to solve the problem so that it's not the problem. I mean, solve the warning so that because I don't know. I just don't like seeing red or seeing any kind of error on my screen at the process of doing anything. We just solve this and we'll be able to have green everything green or true. All right. Let's just solve this. This is pretty simple and straightforward. We're just saying that we should visit this particular route and we can actually give the error to AI to give us a proper solution, but from the response on the terminal, it already says we just need to download and install this, and all is good. Let's just follow that, and I believe all should be good because actually on my other laptop, as I've said earlier, on my other laptop, I actually have all this installed already. All right, yeah, we are the Visual Studio. I've already explained the difference between Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio in my last video. This is actually for professionals. Actually, the community version will serve whatever we want to do also, but there are just more tools on this professional than this the community. That is it, but this will also work for us in case for any C# developer. If you want to actually use C# for mobile app development, we can actually download via Visual Studio, and yeah, we can use it for so many things. But this course is not about that. It's just to fix that bug, that error. All right, this is actually going to take time, but I hope it doesn't. This is just installing the Visual Studio installer because this is the setup. It's not the real Visual Studio. Then the setup is installing the installer. Then the installer is the one that is going to install the Visual Studio, which is what we actually need. The Visual Studio is a very robust and fantastic IDE. Yeah. Alright, this is the workload page, or you can install anything that you need. This is for web and cloud, which we don't need that. So this is for desktop and mobile. Okay, this is the .NET MAUI that I'm talking about earlier. I don't know if I mention it in this video or in my last video on the for beginner series. Okay, so far it's for mobile. Let's just click this. Yeah, I'm not doing this. Let's see, .NET for desktop application, mobile app development. I'm not using C++ actually, but I thought I saw something C++. Please install desktop. Okay, that's the purpose actually. For desktop, if you want to use Flutter for desktop, Flutter for desktop. Okay, let's just install this and that's all. The problem there is the more you click and click, I think there's a place that is computing the amount of gig of things that is going to install. Let me try and quickly look at it. It's adding it up here, but I thought it used to tell the size, but not. I'm just selecting .NET MAUI. I don't know. We might not use it, but I think maybe in another series. Okay, this is okay. This is okay. My own install. Let's install it too. That's totally fine. All right, this process is going to take a lot of time, which I'm not going to allow that. I'll just pause the video, then we'll come back after the installation is completed. It's going to install. You can see Visual Studio Community 2026 is actually installing. All right, you can see it's installing 6.25 gig of things. What we selected is going to be installed along with Visual Studio Community. All right, let's pause and come back to this. Thank you. The installation is completed, and the installer will recommend me to restart my system so that everything can sync. Most of the time, some kind of installation like this require that, so that yeah, so that everything can actually sync. All right, I will just do that, then we continue after the system is fully reset, and we check if the error is still the same, making use of this command flutter doctor. Okay, let's press OK. We are not launching anything. All right, I'll just close everything. Okay. Okay, I know Visual Studio is very powerful. I hope it doesn't start hanging my system. To restart my system after the installation of the Visual Studio, and all I just need to do is to check if that is Flutter, if all is good now. Okay. All right. Now this is that. Okay, check all these are actually fine before. Oh, fantastic. Now everything is synced, including the Visual Studio that was throwing error earlier. Alright, I think that will be all about this tutorial. Just to fix the error we're getting on Visual on Flutter while we're trying to install Flutter SDK. The error is Visual Studio is not found, and we've been able to resolve that. We'll be using much of Visual Studio when we are building any C Sharp application, probably desktop application using C Sharp or C++. Is a very fantastic tool for C++ also, or when we're building mobile application, because C Sharp is a very powerful programming language, and it can pretty much build anything also, from IoT down to mobile application, down to desktop application. Yeah, those Microsoft ecosystem, though, when we are doing anything related to that, will be actually using Visual Studio so much. All right, I think that will be all for this video. Just to keep it short, I don't want us to be wasting much of our time while learning something important. All right. Okay, that'll be all for this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like and also comment. If you have any question, if you have anything you want me to solve for you, feel free to paste, even if it's a bug, feel free to paste the bug on the comment section and definitely it will be resolved and replied.